everybody. Oh
London
my
Hot
days.
Radio.
London Hot Radio, we're here. So, hello, good afternoon or good evening, everyone, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Tojake's Positive Vibes and Abundance Show. Here I am with the legendary and veteran Rudy Lickwood. Can you believe he's right here, Rudy?
Yeah, I just about hear you now. I just about hear. England hot is this year.
And you know what? I'm loving the weather, but what do
No,
you
but
want?
I don't. I don't subscribe to that. Everybody just wants the hot heat. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
because
sorry.
it's
I'm
rare.
Guyanese. I'm South American, so do
Oh,
you know what I mean?
okay.
I like a bit of breeze to come
Oh,
through.
okay. You said you like rain, you said.
No, I like drizzle.
Drizzle. Oh, okay. What's you mean like?
Drizzle. It's not hard water. It's not hard rain coming
Oh, it's
down.
like a little
It's refreshing.
spitting.
I
Yeah.
find that. I find it quite.
So you like
quite
abundance. That's what my show's about. My show's positive vibes and abundance and
refreshing.
water.
Oh, I'm full
rain,
of abundance. I'm full
rain
of
is-
wind at the moment. There's a lot of abundance there.
You're funny. You're so funny. Again, we have more shows you're going to be doing, innit?
Oh my God. Oh my
So
God.
it looks like you want to do like basically you got a live show coming up, isn't it? You got a live show this Sunday, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a live show down at the White Lion in Streatham. It's something that a guy by the name of Fats H.O. Has been working on for over nearly 3 years now, which is to get people to come out on a Sunday. Because all of a sudden people are starting doing Sunday brunches.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, yeah, I noticed they do on
started to
Friday. They've been doing it for Saturday, but it's now become popular on Sunday.
Yeah.
I noticed
Yeah.
that. That's quite
Yeah.
fun, you know.
No, it is, because I think what happened was basically when lockdown kicked in.
A lot of people indoors, innit?
Yeah, but when lockdown kicked in, and then we sort of like we were kind of like told that we've got to be we got to be back home within certain times, and everything was closing a lot earlier.
And some shops weren't open. You know, so they closed some places. There was no shops open.
Yeah, most of the shops went bankrupt. from
Oh
what I saw.
my gosh.
Most of the shops actually went
That,
bankrupt.
that was
which
how
a
was
shame.
comedy life during that time?
But then the thing is, I haven't really finished talking about White Lion.
Okay, let's move on. I know I'm a quick
You're
person.
a jumper, man. You're
Yeah,
a jumper.
okay.
You got to just relax into your thing.
Okay,
man.
you know what?
You'd have to.
Okay, look, can you see
You're
Tojake?
like-
Tojake is
you're
very
like-
relaxed.
You're like hot
You're,
pepper
you're,
sauce.
you're one of the few guys who really tell me off. You know, this is
I'm not
oh
telling
my
you off.
days. What's
I'm just-
this? I'm not.
We
normally the
were talking
boss.
about one thing,
Okay,
and then it's like you just feel that you got to move on to a next
No, no,
thing.
no,
we
okay, okay.
haven't even explored.
Oh my days. Okay. You know what?
we're
Let's do white line. Let's do white line. Don't worry. I'm gonna behave myself. I'm gonna behave myself. Okay, let's do
relax.
white.
Got relax, man.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
relaxed.
because the thing
I'm
is
relaxed
that-
now. I'm
is that
relaxed. I'm
when we
relaxed.
was talking about the brunches, the thing is that the brunches sort of like evolved because people were told that they had to the pubs and everything had to close early.
Okay.
So it meant that people started coming out earlier
I
for a
understand.
rave.
Yeah,
You
I understand.
understand what
Yeah,
I'm
they're
saying?
running.
So once the brunches started to kick in, it was like, okay. So Saturdays started happening, and people sort of like started enjoying that. And then the Sundays came in because we gave up the Sundays long time ago, years back, when they decided that we were going to shop on a Sunday, which was sacrilegious back in the day. There was a time when on a Sunday, the only thing that you ever did, right, was go to your uncle and your aunt's house. Yeah, all the shops
Wow.
would be closed. Not even Mr. Patel's shop was open on
Wow,
a
wow,
Sunday
wow.
back in the day. You know, whereas now it's a case of, you know, Sainsbury's is open, John Lewis is open, Sodom and Gomorrah is here. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
but you know what's funny? I actually don't like the fact the shop closed early. I want it to be 24 hours.
you want to be 24 hours? Then that means you like 0 hours. You like 0 hour work, innit? You like
Oh
them kind of
no,
thing.
no, no. What is? It's just that I feel that they need to just focus on just commercializing the business side, you know, because then you have more businesses and people like yourself having 24-hour shows. You know, come on, you have to think of the business side of it.
Nah. I don't live to work, you know.
Oh,
I don't live to work. You know what I mean?
oh my days, oh
It's
my
like
days, really?
I mean,
Wow.
I love what I do, but to say that you're gonna want to do that 24/7, man, listen, man. You know, I mean, money is a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, breathing air is even better, and that costs nothing.
Breathe in air. Okay,
You know what I
you're
mean?
right.
That costs nothing. So it's about to me it's that balance. It's about getting that balance right. So
Wow.
what we've done down at the White Lion is we've decided to hold a comedy brunch. It was something I was thinking about doing because I live like northwest London. I live in Harlem.
Oh, okay. I'm a Northwest London person, so because I live just
I love the sound of
I live just
gunshot.
off Finchley Road.
Po. I love the sound of gunshot. So
What is there? Is there? You telling me are there gunshots in?
there's gunshot everywhere, man. There's gunshots everywhere.
But he's just making his place. So you're giving Harlesden a very good name, isn't it? Already, it's gunshot town or something.
It used to be.
It's not anymore.
It used to be. No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no, it's all tidied up now.
So this White Line. See, I'm being
White
good.
Line is in
Okay.
Streatham.
Yeah.
I visit 232 Streatham High Road, and we decided that we're gonna have a comedy show running from like 5 o'clock. We got a guy by the name of Quincy. Quincy came through what is known as the comedy school, and the comedy school came up in 1992. It was set up by a gentleman by the name of called Keith Palmer, and myself. Keith Palmer is now an MBE.
Oh wow. Okay, that's great.
So
Okay.
he got christened by those above
Yeah.
for the work
Christened
that
by
we did, because
the-
we used to take
by the UK government.
because we used to take the comedy into prisons.
Oh wow.
Right?
Okay.
We used to take them into corporate work as well, because the thing is that comedy as a vehicle that can do so much more.
It can
than
heal
just
people.
It can heal.
Yeah. It's
So we was using it in different ways and different sort of like facets, and now what we've decided to do basically is to go around, open up smaller comedy outlets for ethnic minorities in truth.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Performers. Yeah.
And
because-
are you the only one that's doing this ethnic minority thing? 'Cause there's no others. You're the only.
Well,
somebody-
there are quite a number of individual comics who are putting on comedy shows.
Wow.
Okay, but the thing is that's with the view of branding themselves, as
Okay.
opposed to developing a circuit. Whereas what I came up on the London circuit,
Yeah. Wow.
whereby you know there was rooms above pubs, that was in like the likes of Eddie Izzard, the likes of Joe Brand, the likes of Julian Clary, and all of those guys. And there was a Jonglers brand as well, which had like 16 clubs up and down the UK, right? So there were circuits that were developed and they were built, and you can go on these circuits and you can actually make a living as a jobbing comic. But what happened was the industry at the time was run by middle class white people. So the sensitivities or sensibilities was always, the comedy was always based around their angle and their perception of the society in which we lived in. So, but
people didn't understand it, like especially the minority. You understand?
it's not that we didn't understand it. In fact, we understand it pretty well. The thing is, they didn't understand us. It's the other way round.
Wow, it's amazing. Yeah. So
Because
this,
I mean, we always adapt. It's like when you go to work, do you not notice, especially when you watch Africans or you watch Asians or you watch them, that they switch. They switch. The way that they would talk when they're outside of the building and the way they talk when they get inside the building is all.
No, I talk. My voice stays the same all around. Maybe because I'm.
I don't even think you notice when you do it.
No, I don't change my voice.
That's good. That's good.
It's just the same.
That's
thing.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you self-employed?
That's probably why.
That's the reason why you do it.
You're
Because
so bad.
when the man is paying you, you know what I mean?
No, but even when the man was paying me,
compromise
I
yourself.
still had a certain voice. I didn't change.
But then that's good. But
Yeah.
then the thing is, it wasn't like that.
Back in the days,
back-
like 20 years ago.
Even 10 years ago, it wasn't
Oh,
like
okay.
that. Even less than that. I mean, only the other day there was complaints about a girl who had problems going to work because she had her hair out.
Well, in the afro.
That's right.
Oh
and they
my
found that to be
days.
unacceptable. So
What?
Yeah.
This day, it's still afro is still unacceptable.
yes. But the thing is, those things are being questioned. Those things are being challenged.
Wow.
And that's a good thing, because we do live in multicultural Britain. You know, you get rid of
Wow.
all the black people, all the Asian people in England. How are people getting home? They're not. It's as simple as that.
You're so- it's part of the season. And
Yeah, right. They ain't. So those are the changes that's happening. But so my objective this year was to try to create at least 12 different outlets that would create a comedy circuit for new comedians and as well as established and jobbing comedians to be able to work without feeling that they have to dilute or worry too much about what they're talking about. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are certain things that you have to accept that you just can't say in front of everybody. They just won't get it. You know,
Okay, I understand.
it's like when you look at somebody in their face and you say that your face looks like when mango ripe and ready to fall. Unless you understand what the West Indies is about,
what
well, you
does
were
that
like, what
mean?
the hell did he say?
Okay.
Right?
Okay,
So
you can
when
explain
what
that
I
is.
actually said was that mangoes, right, when they overripe, they bruise. They
Oh
look like
my
they're bruised.
day! So the person's face is bashed up. You're trying to say? You're so bad.
So you see, it's a case of understanding and appreciating that not every joke can transcend.
And some people might not find it funny even. That's not.
It's not a question of some people might. This is what I'm saying. You youngsters are too sensitive.
No,
because
we're not.
No,
I'm not-
you
not my-
are.
not
You
my-
are. Because
not my
all I
age
did,
group,
all
not
I
the
did,
80s, not the
all I
80s.
did, yes, the 80s. It's you lot. It's you lot. It's
I've
you
got
lot.
the
It's you
2000s.
lot. It's you lot.
You know what? I'm gonna.
It's you lot.
This is a show. You know. Oh my days. Okay, let's
You
move
see,
on to a more.
you see the sensitivity
Oh
is
my-
coming. It's pouring out.
No.
Pouring out of
Oh,
every single
oh my
orifice
gosh!
that
You
you
know,
have
even when I speak in your phone, you're a troublemaker on the phone, ain't even in person. So let's move on to a more progressive speaking.
Hold on, now you trying to say that what I was saying wasn't progressive. I tried to explain to you just how progressive we have
Oh my,
become.
oh my days! You know what? You know what? He's funny. He's really
No,
funny.
because she doesn't know how to deal with it.
Oh my days!
Because what you thought, this is the thing. The assumption is
okay,
that a comedian is just going to come up on here
Yeah.
and do a joke after a joke after a joke. No, it's a state of mind.
No, you're
It's a state-
you're very serious and very. I can see the business side of you. You're very. So we are tuned into Tajake's Positive Vibes and Abundance
It's
show.
abundance. We're in abundance.
Yeah, abundance. A Positive Vibes and Abundance show. I'm here with the legendary Rudy Lickwood. He's definitely
dear.
giving some vibes. This is one of the most energetic show we've ever had, isn't it?
Is it energetic?
Very energetic.
I wouldn't have known that. I had no idea.
No, it's good. It's
I
got,
thought you lot were very placid when I got here. I really
oh my
did.
days.
You lot were so calm. I thought you was horizontal. I really did. I thought you wanted to fall asleep. I
No,
really
oh
did.
my
But
days, really. But
You've surprised
yeah,
me. You've
see, when
surprised me.
cameras come out, we are a different
I
comedian.
noticed that. Yeah. The moment that little red light come on, woo, you pop out, Dennis.
But anyway, so what I was going to say is that I want to know, how did you start comedy? What made you go into comedy?
No, I got into it by total accident. In all honesty,
Accidental. Okay.
yeah, it was an accident because I started out as an Eddie Murphy lookalike.
Oh wow! I
which
noticed
was-
that. I saw some images of you. And I was like,
Mm.
he looks like Eddie Murphy.
That was back
twins.
in the day.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I started out as an Eddie Murphy look-alike.
Wow.
And so what I used to do was when Beverly Hills Cops first came out, and it was Paramount Studios who used to produce it, and it used to come out on VHS. Some of you lot don't know what VHS.
I know what VHS is.
Yeah, well done. There were some kids who don't even know what. No, I swear to God, there are some kids who don't even know what a CD is. I remember
Come
we
on,
did. No, I'm
V-
serious. Hear this
Oh,
out.
God, okay.
We did it. We during COVID we did a show where everybody was in cars, right? And one of the comedians was handing out CDs, and somebody thought it was for them to rest their drink on.
What? So
A coaster. They thought it was for a coaster.
who is this
Because
person?
they're so used to getting the music off their phone.
Oh,
downloading
okay.
it
Wow,
that
wow.
they
This
had
must
no
be.
idea.
It must be the 2000s people.
I don't
Can't
know.
be
I
80s.
think it was 80s.
No,
I think it was 80s.
look, it's trying to really rubbish us. You know? Oh,
I
you
found
are-
your sore spot. I swear to
Oh
God.
my days! You know what?
You showed it so early, innit?
What's that? What's that?
Your
Oh,
little sore spot. Your little 80s, leave us alone. We're the 80s babies.
you know what? I'm gonna remove this
We're
80s
the
talk.
80s babies. We are. We're privileged. We're privileged. We are.
Rename the show.
No. You know what? Let's move on to the next question. So,
Okay.
so basically, I was talking about how you started. You said you started by.
Yeah, I started that.
Oh,
I
what-
didn't even finish that, you know.
Well, okay, you can finish it. Give
Right.
it-
Yeah, I started up as an Eddie Murphy lookalike,
Yeah.
and the reason why how I got into that, because I know you lot are into music and stuff like that, was a guy by the name of Art Blakey. Because I actually wanted to run a chain of restaurants. That was an
Ooh.
ambition that I had. And I was working in the Waverley Hotel, which is in Aldwych. And Art Blakey walked in. He was a famous jazz musician. He used to blow a trumpet, and like when he used to blow the trumpet, all his cheeks
Cheek will blow up.
blew up.
Wow.
Yeah. And he actually told me that I looked like this guy named Eddie Murphy. I had no idea who Eddie Murphy was because he hadn't. Because he
He
hadn't.
hadn't blown up here, yeah.
No, he hadn't blown up here at
Yeah.
all. Like, what's it? Coming to America hadn't come out. Trading Places hadn't come out yet. It was just about to come out. But what was on VHS at the time? That's where we were. What was on VHS at the time was his 1 hour stand up Delirious.
Oh wow.
And it's just a coincidence that weekend I went to my cousin's house and his next door neighbours had it on VHS, and we sat
Ooh.
down, pushed it in, watched it,
and
and
you
that
like-
was the first time I ever sat down for a complete hour and laughed. An hour.
Really?
An
So
hour.
this
Yeah.
first time you're like, wow, and
Yeah.
you realise that, oh my days, wow,
That this is something, because I used to enjoy what they used to call the comedians. The comedians used to come on at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday, and there was a thing before that called the Wheel Tappers and Shunters Club, and before that there was a thing called the Good Old Days, and we used to sit down and watch that, and it was theatre. It was more theatre than it was just one person with a mic standing up telling
Oh
jokes.
wow, okay, understand.
So it was on that watching that VHS and then going back to work and talking about it, that most of the guys in the at the restaurant were actually out of work actors.
Oh, okay.
And then they told me
wow.
about a lookalike agency.
Oh,
And through that agency, they took a photo of me in the back of the kitchen. They sent it to the lookalike agency, and then the next thing I knew, I was promoting Beverly Hills Cops.
What?
Yeah, I just started traveling around the world doing it.
Wow, you did! Oh my days! And that was the break. That's how it started.
That was the break of in terms of being a lookalike. It wasn't the thing that made me turn to stand up. The thing that made me turn to stand up was I remember there was a corporate show that I was doing, and I actually left my outfit on the train. I know.
Oh my
dickhead,
days! But you know, everything happens for a good reason.
Dickhead. And but the thing is that the show still had to go on.
Wow. Okay.
So I had to go out as myself.
Days.
Yeah.
And that was now realized.
I realized that I was getting a response, not the best response, but I was actually getting a response from people for just being who I was, not for being somebody else, for being Eddie Murphy. And
so something happened accidentally, or for it to be something made this whole thing happened. Yeah. So
it wasn't. Yeah, it was. I was.
And I like what you did, because you didn't use that situation to say, "Oh my gosh, my life is over," because it's how your mindset. You could have that situation. You could have turned it to a positive or negative situation. So it's very important when something happens, people know how to handle a situation.
I mean, good things always comes out of adversity. I mean, the thing is, even
which is a good way of thinking, isn't it? Which is the way you think, isn't it?
I don't know. It's just the way that I am. That's how I look at it. I don't analyze myself like that. I don't sit down and go.
No, I'm just saying this.
Oh, is that the way I think? I don't know.
You're funny. You're funny. No, I'm trying. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying it's not about analyzing yourself. Just saying that people should basically take advantage of every situation. Like, you know, that you don't know. You don't know what the outcome could be.
I mean, the thing is that what you perceive to be a negative experience is actually a learning experience.
Wow.
That's what it really is. It's not a case of you failed. It's a case of you've learned. I mean, they said something. They said that the light bulb was made out of 1,000 mistakes before it was actually made in the first place. You know what I mean? So it's not until you fail can you begin to succeed. There's no way. Oh
yeah, you're right. You're right. You have to.
Well, I'm not trying to be right.
It's not about trying to be right. It's just about life in general. Life in general is a learning process. Life's a learning process.
And the other reason why I talk like that is because I'm 60 years old. So I had
well, you don't look your age thing.
No, I don't. They say black don't crack.
Yeah, well, it is cracking. I'm seeing a lot of cracking. I've been seeing cracking everywhere. Don't know what they're eating.
The sun on it up, crack it up, right? But no, that's the thing is that like people go, oh man, you're quite serious, and it's not a case of being serious. It's a case of every word that comes out of my mouth is 60 years old. So it's not deliberate. It's not intentional. I mean, even with yourself, as you grow and as you mature and you start talking to a 14-year-old, go, well, you're old, you know. It's not a case of you're old. You're talking your age.
Oh, I understand.
You get what I mean? You're just talking your age.
Yeah, your age group is what you can relate to. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You learned maybe by the time that you was 20 or 30 or even before that, don't cross the road because you're going to get knocked over. A 7-year-old don't know that. So when you go, don't go cross the road, don't tell me what to do. Boom. I did tell you, don't cross the road. You know what I mean? It's a case of when you want to hear or you don't want to hear. That's how I look at that.
I understand what you're saying, because your age can define your experience in life also.
Yeah, and your perception and your outlook on
But what's funny is that the comedy you guys are doing is still relevant till now. Because it's relevant in all groups here.
And and I say that based on a discussion that we was having earlier on, which was extremely interesting, is that the foundation of any given thing is based on the past. Do you know what I mean? So the comedy that we have today is a development of what was already there. And yes, it must evolve without a shadow of a doubt. But so long as along the way we don't lose the morals and the principles of who we should be as human beings, and that's unfortunately is the thing that we do. I mean, are we going to worship creativity or are we going to worship money? Those are the questions that are being asked of P. Diddy right now.
Oh, please! I think we should put him underneath the carpet.
Why?
Let's move on to the topic. We have more credibility than what's his name could get him Puff Daddy. What is called?
Okay.
So I think you know, sometimes in life it's important to have like a sanity and also have self-respect.
Yes, and that's but then that's why
yeah, that's why you
it's
talk
still
about the
part of
money and
conversation,
the
that's why-
creativity.
yeah, creativity
I
versus
think
money.
I don't
and
know
that's
when
that's
it was
what
the
I'm
last
saying.
time he released the song, because it looks as if all he was doing was really just now.
But he was a producer more
doing
than he was a
blackmail.
songwriter or anything like
Yeah.
that. That's how I looked at him. But it was more about the principle of the conversation it was itself than it is actually about him. I think the principle is bigger
You
than him
understand?
as
Yeah,
a whole.
there's the structure has been destroyed and
yeah.
messed
So-
up. There's no trust in in the industry anymore. So
Shame.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
all right.
But then like I said, that's not my thing. That's not really my genre. You know,
Yeah.
my thing is about being able to utilize comedy in a way to make a difference
So I was gonna-
in people's lives, and that's what I've always strived to do. I mean, my dad was a postman.
oh wow, okay.
Right.
Was he a funny postman? Did
No,
he do any
it's
jokes?
got nothing to do with him being a funny postman or anything like that. No, the point is that as a postman, what he did is he delivered letters, and he delivered letters to everybody.
Okay.
That's the point.
Oh, I understand. So you're doing
Exactly.
similar-
So the comedy is
you're-
supposed to be
you're
delivered
delivering
to
it to everyone.
everybody.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's not a case of is he funny or whatever, anything like that. That's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I'm just speaking the way I speak, you know. So
I'm not taking that away from you.
Good one.
Not taking it away from
okay,
you.
so another thing I was gonna say. So you have this white line event. Is it every Sunday you're gonna be doing it?
That's gonna be a monthly club,
Okay,
because what I'm trying to do is
wow.
to establish units whereby there's monthly regular comedy,
Shows,
because
yeah.
because then that brings social cohesion to the community or the environment that it's
Wow.
surrounded by.
Wow.
You know, so
That's
then
great.
the individual units then becomes a hub of activity, because I want to add value to wherever we go. We're actually adding
Oh, okay.
value.
Wow.
We're actually bringing people together and giving them something to look forward to. So they say that once you laugh, etc., you release endorphins into your body, and that's
Yeah,
a
makes
feel
you-
good factor.
Yeah, it makes you healthy also.
Yeah,
The happy chemicals. Yeah.
So
Wow.
so that's the joy that we're trying to spread. And the thing about the only thing is, I guess, is that it's intangible. It's difficult to measure. You can't kind of go, well, okay, you know, comedy equals 10 baked beans. You can't really say that. It's how people feel
Yeah.
when they leave. You know.
Yeah.
And
They feel much happier, obviously, when they leave. Yeah.
And for a moment, they get the opportunity to either forget the stress and the strains of what they've gone through. But then at the same time, comedy doesn't necessarily have to be a total distraction, which is what I like about some of the comedians who are out there, such as Sideman, such as Curtis Walker, such as Slim, such as Victor Daniels. There are so many comedians whose comedy is based on what is actually happening today. So people can kind of like go, oh, so it's not just me. It's not just me who hides when the door gets knocked and
Wow.
it's a bailiff standing there and hides behind the couch. Oh, you do it too. So, you know what I mean? It kind of makes everybody feel to like they're as one in a way, because sometimes we kind of feel isolated, or we feel lonely, or we feel that that sense of insecurity. And what a comedian allows you to do is to not feel that way about yourself.
Yeah.
In fact, we kind of like go, well, if you think life is bad, look at my life.
Okay, I understand. It's basically what is trying to do, try and make people feel good about themselves. That's what
Yeah,
we're doing. So
yeah.
you said you have another show, one in August.
Well, I have several shows. I don't just have one.
I know you have loads. You are.
I don't have the loads. I have several.
Okay.
I have the Rants and Bants Comedy Club. That also takes place once a month, the last Thursday of the month, in the BBMC. It's the Theorem Music Complex, which is where Bob Marley and Dennis Brown used to come and record as well as rehearse before they used to go around the country doing their tours. So that's an iconic studio within itself, and we're looking to. That's where I house the brand, the Comedy Rants and Bants. I actually brand. That's the home itself. So that's a monthly event, and so what we're going to be doing come February is we're going to be running the Comedy it's the Comedy Factor, which is a competition.
Wow. Okay.
For new comedians who have been in the industry for the past 5 years,
Okay.
where if they enter, they get an opportunity to perform abroad in a place in Ayia Napa for the Carry On Comedy Circuit. The Carry On Comedy Circuit started up by Nubian Spotlight, which was way back when. This is the days of when Richard Blackwood first started. when he first hit the circuit. This is when Angela Marr, Jefferson Whitfield, Roger D, and the likes was coming through, because they are the actual pioneers of the Black British comedy circuit.
Wow.
And
Okay, so how would someone join this?
well, what they would do is
The
because
websites to follow?
no. What you've caught me at a very embryonic stage of it all. So it's more like breaking news.
This is basically no one's heard this. It's exclusive news.
This is like breaking
So
news, because
how would
the paperwork is
Okay.
only is still wet
okay
at
wow
the moment, and
Okay.
the agreements with Carry On Comedy and the agreement with the comedy school was made about 2 days ago. Yeah, but for me, once those agreements have been made, then it's time to start the PR. And the
Wow.
PR is when you start talking about it, you start laying it down, and I'm going to be working alongside yourself to put the whole mechanics of it all together and have it happen. But that is definitely going to happen. It's going to be in 2025. That's when that competition is going to run. And then we've got what is known as a CR Lounge in Croydon, Thornton Heath. That's happening on the 18th of August, whereby
18th of August.
yeah, that's only around the corner.
I know. So you know all these events you have. Do you have like a place where people can go to and say, okay, that's where all your events are?
When they go to the Rudy Lickwood Facebook page, they get that's where everything is on the Rudy Lickwood Facebook page.
So,
I mean, it's such a different world in which we live in now, whereby you can freely create and express yourself from one page. And that's the internet. I mean, we didn't have the internet back in the day. We didn't. I mean, even a fax was a problem. You know what I mean, you used to have to wait hours for something to come through.
So how? What do you want to?
Has it come through yet? No.
How long did it take? 1 hour or 30 minutes?
It could take. Listen, it could take days. We sat down on the BBC.
Days.
We sat down on the BBC.
We're privileged, and that's what you're saying. The 80s babies.
That's what I'm trying. That's why it wasn't an insult, because we sat down on the BBC. We sat down on the BBC micro computer.
Yeah, what happened?
And we were programming this computer. We sat down for a week just programming this computer. And then when we finished, a rose opened up like this. That was it. Today, you drag and drop.
Within
and
a few seconds. In a few seconds, you're sending messages.
You understand? When we used to write letters and we wanted to send it abroad, right? You used to have to put it in an envelope, lick it, send it off. It would take 10 days before it would arrive. 10
now you can email the letter.
Now, poop, you press a button and you can talk to that person out there. Do you know what I mean? So when I say that the 80s babies, you lot are kind of like spoiled, I don't mean it in a negative. It depends on how you take it. But it's such a big positive. It's such a move. Technology has leaped.
Made things move really quick.
Yeah, it's leaped. Things just happen overnight. So, you know, the sheer fact that I've turned around and said, well, the paperwork has just got wet. It's time to talk. It's time to talk, because the information will get around. Once the flyers and the radio get hold of it, you know, it should be the second or third or fourth time that an individual should have heard this.
I understand. So it would have gone around,
It would have gone around either.
Because after this, obviously, we're going to circulate and share within our network. So
everyone, I don't know if I want to share with you guys.
Please, come on.
They didn't even offer me a drink, you know.
Oh my.
They got all these golden drinks around and bottles and everything.
Do you know we're on air and you're trying
I know
to
we're on air. That's why I'm telling them.
You're trying to rubbish us on air.
Did I say rubbish? I said them have drink here and then every hour for me I drink.
Yeah, no. Okay, you know what? This guy, I should have given him some things he should have can't say and can say. I can't really dictate how you can speak. You just speak freely. That's nice. I like it.
Because I think that's the freedom of being self-employed. That's the freedom of when you're not oppressed by somebody who you're dependent upon when it comes to making a living. That's when you're not watching everything that you have to say.
Oh my gosh, I have to be careful what I'm saying because my manager might put.
Yeah. Whereas I feel free. So long as the way that I look at it is that's you know, it's just about respect. You know, if I'm respectful of you. And you don't feel insulted by me.
No, I don't feel insulted by anything. I just find you got a lot of humor, because I actually thought that, you know, some people, like, have you seen some comedians?
Yes,
they can only do comedy when they perform, and then when you meet them in person, they're as stiff as a log. You're like, So I'm actually surprised that you still got that comedy feel naturally in you.
It is that.
Yeah, because some people, I think you notice yourself. You've seen those people.
And that
Everything's all like.
Yeah, but that was the conversation that we had at the
structured.
beginning,
Yeah.
and that's what I said to you, that if you're expecting me to come out and tell jokes, it ain't gonna happen.
No, but it's not jokes. You actually
it
naturally
ain't
telling
gonna
jokes. This is actually, you've done a lot of natural jokes.
Yeah,
without-
I must have peppered about maybe 30 or 40 jokes already. But then the thing is that it wasn't a case of me trying to say I want to tell you a joke. It was a case of me trying to make you feel good.
I don't know.
It was a case of me trying to play
Make
around with the emotions.
the wordings and stuff. Yeah,
You
yeah.
get me?
Yeah,
So it's about verbal gymnastics and having a good time.
verbal
with it.
gymnastics. Oh, I've never heard that. That's interesting. Verbal. Do you hear that? Verbal gymnastics. The words are doing some exercise. I know we're sorry. Oh gosh, but we haven't.
So you're enjoying it now. That's why. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Yeah,
enjoying it.
cool.
I tell you, I'm enjoying it.
That's what you want, man.
So we are obviously going to be working together in ways
Yes,
of
we're
making things
definitely
move
gonna work
forward,
together.
and we also have a production company and stuff.
I noticed it.
Yeah,
I noticed
so-
it upstairs. I went inside.
And
There's a couple of things I had my eyes on, but I don't think I
Really?
can fit them all in my pocket. I think I'll get caught.
when you come,
think I
you know
get
you can come back. you know you two have something in common. You two have something in common. You both smoke here, so you can probably.
Yeah, man, we're a
later-
dying breed. Did you know we're a dying breed?
Oh, so what you can do? I know you're funny. So what you can do next time is probably you can have like arrange a meeting and you and Sin can just smoke and have a talk together. You got time, haven't you? I'm sure you got some free time. Well, you know what? I'm gonna pass by. I'm gonna pass by White Lion.
That would be good.
Everyone on radio.
That is good.
I didn't mention your name. So anyway, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, even though the guy's name has been mentioned, that's also a way to understand that he has got similarities with someone who's also here. So Rudy Lickwood, the show's been great. We are listening to Tojake's Positive Vibes and Abundance show. So in this show here, we talk about, another thing I was going to say was about mindset. What is really important in progressing in with mindset? What advice would you give just the general public or young people or people aspiring to get into the entertainment world? How should they be thinking? Because a lot of people they don't understand,
I think your passion is what drives you.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't think there's any clear-cut road that's laid out for you when it comes to creativity. I think it's something that you fall into, as opposed to saying, right, this is how this should be, and this is how that should be, and this is how the other should be. Because the internet has plainly showed everybody that the world is what you make it.
Okay.
It's not a case of falling into a system that's already been designed for you. But you can find the system and you work the system to your own benefit, because there's definitely systems and structures out there for any given creative outlet that you choose. But it's to understand what your passion is first of all, and then that will guide you. So you might be passionate about playing a violin, so then you will find yourself around people who play violins.
Okay. Wow. So you have to basically be associated with people who have the same vision
As
that
yourself.
you have. I know if somebody doesn't have because what I would say is sometimes some people, they may not know that they are in a wrong environment.
They know.
So oh really? Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm
Wow,
sorry.
you're so.
I honestly believe
Because
that people know. I mean, yes,
But they just enjoy being in that bad environment. You're trying to say?
they're not prepared to make a decision to make a move to come out of it.
Okay, so
I think life is about choices, and you make decisions, and you live and you learn by the decisions that you've made.
Okay, so another
It
thing.
sounds harsh, I know.
I know it's really harsh what you're saying, but you know what is right. You're so right, because what I was gonna say also is I find it people are meant to actually be associating people better than them. Isn't that the?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I do feel good about like being around people like you, such as yourself, because there are certain skills and certain things about you that is far superior to what I'm knowledgeable about. Do you know what I mean? And therefore, we take advantage of each other's strengths and each other's weaknesses. Do you know what I mean? But then the same thing, so long as our ethos is in line with one another, or our purpose is in line with one another, then we should be benefiting from one another. But
Yeah,
they do say
we will be, because what it is that we've got different aspects which
different
we can,
skills, different
and
that's
so
right.
it's all about growth and progress, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but that's it. So you people watching out there, what I was mentioning to you, I was saying to you, the importance of connecting with those who have different skills or who are progressing. So, like you said, I was, it's kind of like, I know what you mean. It's not like you're not, it's harsh, you said, but it is right. People do have a choice. They have a choice to stay stagnant or they have a choice to elevate themselves. So, again, I think we pretty much covered most of the topics. So
I'm happy that you have done that.
So what, you want to make a runner now, like disappear? I could drag it.
No. You know what they always say? Leave them wanting more. That's what they always say. And it's so true.
So you have multiple monthly events coming up, isn't it?
I do, and that's why I'm saying that the best place to actually find that out is either to go on Instagram and look up Rudy Lickwood, which is spelt with an I. It's RUDI, and then it's Lickwood. It's not Licklewood. Right?
It's basically
and it's not Lickwood, it's Lickwood, literally Lickwood. And the Lickwood came from Lickwood came from back in the day when we used to have the 18-inch speaker boxes.
Wow.
And then when people used to enjoy things, we used to slap it with our hands.
Oh wow!
Lickwood.
What, really?
So that's where it comes
from. When I saw your surname, I said, "Oh my days, his family's so into good luck. They must like to touch wood."
Yeah, touch wood. It's like touch wood. Yeah. But then at the same time, some people do see the sexual connotation in it as well.
Oh,
which was one of the biggest laughs that I had when I went and did the Real McCoy, because I knew at the same time that the West Indian community would look at Lickwood and go, Jesus Christ, I managed to get away with it. You know what I mean? Them think all them Lickwood on TV, them disgusting, them nasty. Right? Really? But then at the same time, there were those people who were in the dance hall and they used to bang the speaker boxes and they would go, Lickwood, and they would get it. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, wow. So you just took advantage of whatever. Could,
yeah. The whole point is to be able to have a laugh, innit, and just let off, really.
Yeah, okay, wow. So again, you are tuned into Tajake's Positive Vibes and Abundance show, and you're here live with veteran comedian Rudy Lickwood. So really, thank you for coming down, and we look forward in working together. And also,
thank you for having me. My mouth is dry, you know.
Really?
Dry,
oh gosh. Don't worry. We have to get him a drink.
It's dry, man, and outside is hot as well. You know what I mean? You know, like outside was hot. I was sitting in the car like a little dog who was roasting. You know what I mean? Dry.
Well, again, thank you so much for your time. You brought a lot of humor. This is one of the most funniest show ever we've ever had, isn't it? And so we look forward to working together, and I look forward in all your shows. I probably will pass by in several of your shows. Thank you for your time, and enjoy yourself, everyone. Enjoy the hot weather.